But by 2010, community pillar, YCA educator, and internationally acclaimed author Roger Banneragard had already published poetry on his personal blog about having committed rape. A wolf in plain sight. On stage, we loved his so-called raw energy. We felt the undertones, and we trusted that his displays of passion were that of an ancestral protector, not a predator. As a man, he seemed to have been everything I had aspired to. We would trade videos of his and other spoken word artists like baseball cards, studying cadences of the legends. Come home with bags full of their books to study like the word of gods. We didn't buy drugs, we copped poetry CDs. It was a thriving ecosystem, and it was perfect. So it seemed. In this era, poet and advocate Nikki Patan had already began to have the experiences behind the scenes at YCA that led to her later starting Surviving the Mic, a survivor-centered poetry collective and event series. She reported inappropriate behavior from an educator to director Kevin Koval and found that her claims were not taken seriously. Not only that, she began to be frozen out of opportunities in the community. This pattern would also befall me, simply a teenager finding myself via art in the coming years. Poetry Slam, the lifeblood of YCA, was a recent invention. There was a story about its creator, Chicago Mark Smith, that was used as a familiar spiel before every bout. How he had only intended to entertain construction workers and ended up fostering this, the definitive literary genre, by the turn of millennium. We got to not only hear about his venue, the Green Mill, but also see Mark at our youth slams. For purposes of worship and guidance, Koval will also bring in ex-Weather Underground provocateur Bill Ayers as his honored guest on many occasions. This would later become somewhat controversial to mainstream media pundits, but to us, it was incredible beyond belief to actually meet counterculture icons in the flesh. We all thought one day it'd be us. In the era preceding so-called wokeness, we were wide awake. Soon after the Louder Than a Bomb documentary blew up, HBO would present their own show, Brave New Voices, based off the National Youth Slam. Our movement was going global. Another subject of the Louder Than a Bomb documentary was the team Steinmetz. They were the West Side underdogs of the film, at a school in the neighborhood famous for disinvestment and subsequent violence. Contrasted with Flights of Fancy from Northsiders, Steinmetz's climactic piece was about youth caught in generational trauma from gun violence. Featuring larger-than-life characters like Big C, the de facto leader of the group was Lamar Jordan, who we'll also cover later. And as their team and influence on the scene grew, there was a younger kid who came up, Malcolm London.